Hello, welcome to this quick class. My name is Kelly Dumm, and as an educator with 2 degrees in education and as a certified nutrition specialist with the American Council on Exercise, my goal is to help you break the diet mentality when you are approaching your wellness goals and help you create a sustainable lifestyle to where you're never off track ever again. Today's quick class is going to teach you 2 ways to reduce your sugar intake and feel better. So, do you feel like you eat way too much sugar? Or maybe you crave sugar more than you'd like to? We're going to get into how to reduce your sugar intake by looking at 2 different areas. So, first, let's get into the mindset piece of this. Sugar and sweeteners are everywhere, really in more places than you may think. So this is where you need to become aware of what you are taking into your body. So the more you eat sugar, the more you crave sugar. The more you crave sugar, the more you eat sugar. It does have an addictive tendency. And the reason for that is it's a cycle of glucose and insulin in your blood. When you eat sugar, glucose goes up. When you stop eating it, it goes down. And then your body's like, I need more sugar. So it is a cycle, and you can break that cycle. 2 areas to look at to reduce your sugar intake and feel better are the added sugars in your foods and the artificial sweeteners in your foods. Those are the 2 areas. They're sneaky. They're very sneaky. Food companies are very, very smart. They want you to eat more of their food, so they add these in there to help you crave more of their food. So let's start with added sugars. Added sugars, when you look at your food, take a look at the back of it, turn it around, look at the back. Look at the ingredients and the nutritional panel. These added sugars are actually marketed as free sugars or sugar-free because that's what makes us buy their foods. They make food taste better. In fact, it's very highly processed. So the highly processed foods and highly processed drinks are labeled as sugar-free or free sugars. These free sugars, this is what you need to know about them. They're high-intensity sweeteners. They may be low or no calorie sweeteners. In a diet culture, the diet culture that we're in, we think counting calories is the best approach. Not always. Not all calories are equal. So whenever you look at no calorie or low calorie, people think it's a good choice. Not so much. This is a hard word for me to say. Non-nutritive sweeteners, meaning they have no nutrient value, or non-caloric sweeteners, sugar substitutes, and artificial sweeteners. You may see these kinds of words on the foods. The thing is, all of those, the no-calorie sweeteners, low-calorie sweeteners, sugar substitutes, it's very deceiving. So when you are consuming those kinds of foods, you want less than 10% of your daily calories to be coming from foods that are listed with those terms. Actually, the ultimate goal is 0. You want 0 added sugars. That's the ultimate goal. But let's be honest. If you're traveling or you don't have as much control over your food as you would like, you may be consuming these. This is where you need to be smart. Turn your food around, look at the back, and see what the added sugars are on that nutrient panel. So, some common drinks with added sugars. See if you drink any of these. This is coming from the U.S. Department of Agriculture in 2020. Sports drinks like Gatorade, they have 20 grams of added sugar, which is like 5 teaspoons of sugar. Sweetened tea has 29 grams of added sugar, which is about 7 teaspoons of sugar. Regular soda has 37 grams of added sugar, which is the equivalent to 9 teaspoons of sugar. And here's a whopper one. Fruit drinks. Fruit we think is healthy. It's a good option. Fruit drinks have 59 grams of added sugar, which equals 14 teaspoons of sugar. So sugar-free is not always better, okay? It's just not better. Sugar-free is not better. So when you see the sugar-free on sports drinks, teas, sodas, fruit drinks, these are generally artificial sweeteners or non-sugar sweeteners, and it is not a good substitute. The second area that you need to look at are artificial sweeteners, okay? So these common artificial sweeteners are actually listed in the ingredient list. So you have to take another step when you turn that food around and you look at the actual ingredients in the food. So you may have to read farther down. If it's farther down on the list, then there's less of it. If it's in the front of the list, like the one first, second, third, fourth, fifth ingredient, there's going to be more of it, but you need to look. Common artificial sweetener names are, now these ones, the ones that I'm going to share right now, are permitted. They are approved by the FDA. So you will see these in your foods. We're talking about acesulfame. I always have a hard time saying that. Acesulfame, which is like sweet one, is 200 times sweeter than table sugar. Remember what I said earlier, the more you eat, the more you crave. The more you crave, the more you eat. That is the same with artificial sweeteners. Aspartame. You're going to see aspartame in your processed foods. That's equal. If you see little packets of equal on the table, that's equal. Equal is 200 times sweeter than table sugar. Saccharin, which is sweet and low, that is 200 to 700 times sweeter than table sugar. And the final one is sucralose. I see sucralose so much in processed foods. Sucralose is also called Truvia. This is 600 times sweeter than table sugar. So you're going to see these in your foods unless you buy more real food. So what do? Instead of choosing processed fruit type food products, just eat real fruits. Eat an apple, eat a banana, eat grapes, eat a pear. If you're getting it from the produce section, that is the type of sugar your body knows and loves. And start paying attention to your food and your drinks. So some very, very common foods with added sugars, artificial sweeteners, non-calorie sweeteners are breakfast bars and cereals. Start taking a look at those. Desserts and snacks, coffee creamers. Those of you that love coffee, take a look at your coffee creamer. And protein shakes. So you need to be smarter than these food companies. If you need to reduce your sugar intake, start reading your labels and reading your ingredients. Avoid added sugars. So when you look at that nutritional information box, it'll say sugars and then it will say added sugars. You want that to be the lowest possible number, ultimately 0. And then look at the ingredient list. Take a step further down on that ingredient, on the back of that food label. Look at the ingredient list. If you see acesulfame, aspartame, saccharin, sucralose, try to avoid those choices. So I know this is a lot, but you can do this. Just take one step. Start looking at added sugars. That's all you need to do, and keep that number as low as possible. And another thing you can do is just eat real fruit. Just eat real fruit. If you like apples, eat apples. Don't eat an apple bar. Eat an apple. Eat real food. So I hope this helps. If it does, send me a message and let me know what was helpful about it. And if you feel like you need just a little bit more guidance on how to make sense of your own wellness journey, contact me for a complimentary 30-minute call, and we can talk a little bit more about your goals and help you make progress. Just contact me at kellydum.com and we will set up your free call. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.